Just because it's cool for everybody else don't mean it's cool for you. You got to prove yourself. Prove your own seal of approval. That's cool.
If you ask me, I was an ugly little bastard when I wasn't born, but that quickly passed and a handsome devil began to form. Modern day sped up version of ugly devil the swarm. A rap when the nigga got dabbed and started to scrub with his swagger. Learn how to pawn his charm. Minnesota maestro with nice flows, finessing and caressing these bars like a hold'em hustler calling baby raising after checking his cars. Keep it hot in this milk pop, finger stirring, enhancing flavor the sauce. It's okay if you don't know most places I go, they call me boss. And they cause I'm rich, all because my last name is Raw. Sometimes accused of being too cool, but hey, just call me the Ebony Fawns. Most I've been most you young dudes when I number 2 on the John. Thick niggas wearing skinny jeans got me thinking, what the fuck is they on? You can't hardly walk and scratch. Tell it hurts when you yawn. But out without a doubt, you get no drop, your booty drown without a house. Sometimes it might take a while, but now you walking with style. It really don't matter how long as you walking with style. Sometimes it might take a while, but now you walking with style. It really don't matter how long as you walking.
Welcome back to Space. This week, we're not going to have a guest. You know, we're just going to chill. You know, it's all good. It's just me and you. Okay, I'm sorry. It's unnecessary. Get a little closer. That's also inappropriate. You be alright, though. That's alright. We're going to have some week 4 NFL picks for you, you know. We're going to have some other segments for you. We're just going to kick it. And before I get into the picks, I know I haven't said much about or anything about the Ray Rice business. I'm going to tell you this. It's obviously oversaturated media and all that. So that's why I had, you know, too much to say about it, because y'all going to take what you want from them. What I'm going to say is this. The biggest takeaway I take away from it, the mishandling of this entire situation from all entities involved, whether it be the Ravens, the NFL, Goodell, all of them, the hotel that got shut down, the entire mishandling of it from all of them has potentially changed Ray Rice from the villain into the victim. That's all I'm going to say. That's what mishandling does. Because none of them did what they were supposed to do. And that's my only takeaway from it. Jackasses. Anyways, on to this week's picks. I'm going to take the Washington Races 38 over the Giants 28. I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm talking about the Bears 31 over the Packers 28. Take the Texans 27 over the Bills 23. And take the Colts 34 over the Titans 26. And take the Panthers to lose 25 to the Ravens 27. Upset pick maybe, I don't know. And take the Lions 30 over the Jets 27. And take the Steelers 34 over the Bills 23. And take the Dolphins 28 over the Raiders 24. The Chargers 23 over the Jaguars 20. And take the Falcons 27 over my Vikes 21. Take the 49ers 28 over the Eagles 25. I think that might be an upset pick because the Eagles are 3-0 and they've been rolling in the second half of games. They've been killing. I think the 49ers are desperate at 1-2 and they have to win. You know, they don't. Yeah, it's a done deal. If they don't win after this, you know, not okay. I can't say a done deal, but I don't think it's looking good if they end up in 1-3. So I'm gonna take the 49ers 28 over the Eagles 25, and I'm gonna take the Saints 37 over the Cowboys 33 in a shootout. The Patriots, my final pick, 24 over the Chiefs 20 in Kansas City. It's going to be a tough game. I'm not going to call him Tom, you know, terrific. You know, that's, you know, he ain't been terrific this year for me in fantasy, but, you know, Tom, you know, plain Tom, Dick, and Harry, motherfucker, you know. Hey, I'm going to take y'all to win. I went 11-5 last week. Getting hot. Getting hot. All right. Talk to you later. Peace!
What you gonna do up in the 612? What you gon' do up in the 612? What you gon' do up in the 612? What you gon' do up in the 612?
Come correct it, keep it steppin'. This an area code that keeps it cold and gutter with white collar and hoodlum type of weapons. What a pity when itty little bitty business niggas from bigger cities coming trying to clown, thinking that it never gets gritty. You silly Sally, should've put some more time in the battles when some real Minneapolis niggas hem you up in an alley. You hootin' and hollin', where you from? We lickin' a chop.
Here he comes, all drunk and shabby. Punish him.
No dilly dally, maybe get gabby, a chatty Kathy. Speaking on business in public, all you saying to some real niggas is either shoot me or stab me. I nobody from where you from, but here you wanna be known. Let me give you some advice before your cover is blown. You lack tat insight and your IQ is low. Go and get you some head, and your street rep delinquent. Go and get you some cred. Better bet you blah 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 your mouth and get fucked up instead. It ain't a myth, but a fact. It ain't where you from, but where you at. What you gon' do?
What you gon' do up in the 612? 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 What you gonna do? What you gon' do up in the 612? What you gon' do? What you gon' do up in the 612? What you gon' do up in the 612? What you gon' do? What you gon' do up in the 612?
Yo, Adrian Peterson has been indicted for whooping, that's the quotation, that's the quote that they keep on using in the papers, for whooping his child with a switch. I have, this is hard for me, because I believe in disciplining your children with physicality sometimes. You never you shouldn't hit your child in the face, unless they curse you out. They call my wife a bitch in the mouth. I'm sorry. You can lock me up right now for that one. You know what I'm saying? But you should never just punch a kid in the mouth. You didn't ever hit a kid in the face. As far as discipline. But spanking a kid on the butt. Realistically, I think that's okay. But I think things are obviously changing. Society wants to have this idealistic view of everybody's so you can handle your problems. Your problems with your children, with discipline issues, with talking to them, and handle it more of a authority looking for a more sterile way, but let's be real. Whooping ass has saved a lot of children from going down the wrong path in the course of our society. It's not just black folks. White folks have whooped their kids' ass too, and those white kids have learned from those lessons. Some people always, will try to make this a race thing, like the media might try to make this a race thing, but I think Adrian Peterson obviously went a little too far in this particular instance. A child shouldn't have blood and open cuts on them and shit like that, bruises and nothing. But I think one thing that people aren't really looking at is Adrian Peterson's current mentality, what it might be. He just lost a son last year that he didn't know was his. So I'm sure that he's died inside. Or he's probably gone through a lot of emotional turmoil within himself within the last year. A lot of guilt about not knowing that was his son at first for the first 2 years of his life, and then 2 months after finding out, that kid gets killed by some other idiot. So I think Peterson, because he whooped his son early this year because his son shoved one of his other children. Now, I'm sure that he told the kid not to do that before, and he did it again, and so they went and got the switch. He overreacted because he's still Peterson's still a young man. He's still learning how to be a parent. But you lose a child and you see one of your other children hurting another one of your children. I think that kind of might have played a role in that. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't be suspended. I'm not saying that he should. I do think that our legal system needs to take a step back as far as how quickly they are to punish people for child abuse. Because there are different ways of raising children, different cultural ways, and people. I already know there's gonna be people saying, "Well, certain things need to change. You can't do this to kids. You can't do that." My mom never used the belt on me because I knew enough after I got hit with her hand. I was good after that. I didn't want to have to move up to the next level. Everybody doesn't learn that quick. Some people might. I know people who work for Fortune 500 companies. They used to get beat with shoes. Hey,
My one homie told me he used to get stroked up with broom handles. You know, so that's a quote. Stroked up with broom handles. And he's doing just fine. Been to Dubai and everything else. So, you know, so we can't just say that it's all barbaric. You know, I think as long as you're teaching the child the reason behind the discipline, you know, you can't just beat them and leave them in a bloody mess and then walk off. But as long as you're making them understanding you're teaching them, you know, with the compassion after you have disciplined them or why the discipline was necessary, then I think that I'm all for spanking kids. That's just me. Yeah, but there is a fine line between spanking and then beating a child. You know, a child. You know, this isn't. You know, I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but this isn't. I'm not back in Nigeria. This is America. You know, they hurt their kids over there. They'll hurt their kids over there. You know, but and like or Ghana, my home, my buddy Tony, he told me about a couple incidents over there. You know, but hey. They're different parenting styles, but I just think that the government and legal system needs to take a step back as far as telling people how to discipline their kids. But this Peterson one is very sticky. I think he needs probably does need some kind of punishment, you know, because obviously he went a little overboard. Ankles, buttocks, legs were all bruised, were cutting, you know, like I said, I don't think you should leave visible damage on a child. But I think discipline is very much needed. But this is a sticky situation, and we'll see what happens after this.
Check that nigga out. He's right on the line. He's either a brilliant genius or a certified nut. It's all right.
You really done it this time, haven't you, Wonka?
Level of balance between the bass and the treble, buck wild and mellow, square by the book, law-abiding citizen, or go out in the hell of bullets, another failed rebel. I want to be somewhere between having a blueprint and a scheme, concrete and structured, only painted on my brain, so the plans will never be seen. A cool, calculated, lubricated machine, coming you least expected, just my blow off some steam. Just something surprising, you know I'm an owl, chunky, still early rising, so I can connect the last and first thoughts of my mind. Yeah, the regular process, one to those of the far-reaching kind. It's a thin line between spinning it's clean and being part of the grind. Thinner skin still heckling or jeggling to a certified high. Rock the vibe when you reach that divide. Dancing on the line between genius and just about to lose it. That's how I say we make this music. Dancing on the line between genius and just about to lose it. That's how I say we make this music. Dancing on the line between genius and just about to lose it. That's how I say we make this music. Dancing on the line between genius and just about to lose it. That's how I say we make this music. We make this music. I said we make this music. It's thin lines between getting picked on and becoming a cyber bully. Could he be a serial killer? Thin line between I cry when you cry and cry me a river. IQ in itself is an interesting notion, but maybe we should develop us an insanity quotient for doctors coaching. Unless patient is diagnosing, so we can see the edge of the cliff quickly approaching. I describe it as a state between knowing everything and your mind being blank. Then the line between thirsting for knowledge's sake, that tasting untruth that should not have even been on your plate. Leave all of this slim difference between damn it, I can't wait. The life circumstances making you take a patience break. Is it real and elder or just an old dude that figures he can tell you? Because he's managed to survive his life's repeated failures. His YouTube ain't necessarily your previous, or go and skip the trailer. Dancing on the line between